Water experts say wells in north central Florida are extremely low levels, fueled by record drought conditions. Water workers are working hard to minimize the damage to infrastructure. TV 20's Ryan Hayes spoke to a leader at County Water who says getting out of this is going to take some serious rain.
As exceptional drought conditions persist across north central Florida, water experts tell me that wells are starting to deplete across the area.
When you drill a well, you have a water table that's a certain, from the top of the ground to the water, and you pull that measurement. So what we're seeing on average is about a 5 to 10 foot drop in water tables.
Josh Myers has been in the water pump business for decades and says these are the lowest levels he's seen since 2001.
So now when you turn on the water and you're asking for this well to produce water, it's not producing. So we're seeing a lot of wells start to pump trash. We're just seeing a lot of wells go dry.
The lack of water is forcing pumps to sputter like this. Myers says his crews on average are lowering 5 pumps a week in and around the city of Alachua.
You know, in the past we've seen drops where the water tables drop 3 or 4 feet and it hadn't been that big of a deal, but this time we're seeing that it drop and then we're actually seeing pumps like really suck out of water and just go completely dry.
He says air in the water and low water pressure when using multiple appliances are telltale signs you have an issue.
If you're running a sink and somebody's taking a shower and then somebody goes outside and uses a water hose to wash something off, I mean, and the pressure just falls to nothing, that would be a sign that, hey, this well's sucking out of water. So
Myers says a repair will set you back about $1,000 to $1,500 so long as there's no damage to your pump. He says if you get a water restriction alert, you ought to pay attention.
The water managements have issued states that, with water restrictions, follow them. It's serious. People are running out of water.
Myers says at the end of the day, rain, and a lot of it, is the way to get out of this situation.
Yeah, the plan would require some major adjustments to our economy. It's a 10-year plan intended to save the river with some cuts, reevaluation every 2 years. As the Colorado River winds through Yuma, people around here say it just looks lower. This is what's left today, as the river feeds the people and businesses in fields of 7 states. Now, the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation is coming up with a plan to extend the life and health of the river and its upstream reservoirs, Lake Powell and Lake Mead. Plan means cuts. Sarah Porter says,
it's not such a deep cut that it would create a lot of disruption for municipal water providers, but it's right at that, kind of at that edge.
Sarah Porter is a director of Kyle Center for Water Policy at Arizona State University. She says the cuts mean water users like Arizona will not be compensated for giving up their allotment, and that voluntary deduction is significant.
Approximately just a little bit less than half of the amount of water that would run in the Central Arizona Project Canal in a non-shortage year.
2 weeks ago, Arizona, California, and Nevada announced their agreement to reduce their reliance on the Colorado. At this point, we don't know if that agreement will take effect or if the Bureau of Reclamation proposal will move forward.
We got more bad news about Utah's water situation, and restrictions are now being implemented.
When our reservoirs are full, we have a 2-year supply, and we're about 60%. At capacity right now, so we have a little over 1 year supply left.
The Weber Basin Water Conservancy District says water supplies are dwindling.
Statewide, we're at about 70% of average, which is okay, and that's what will get us through this year.
Bleak news for lawmakers on the legislature's Natural Resources Interim Committee on the drought situation. Reservoirs are being taxed.
There are other communities, though, that don't have the reservoir storage to depend on, and they are already facing dramatic cuts, reducing or eliminating outdoor watering and focusing their supply on indoor use only.
Lake Powell is in peril.
The releases from Flaming Gorge this year are projected to prevent it from actually hitting Power Pool this year, and then we're in a tight spot going into the next snow season. That if it shapes up like this one did, they will most certainly be heading below Power Pool.
Severe River Basin, Gunnison, Yuba, Panguitch, Otter Creek, Paiute, It's a pretty sad world down there.
The entire state of Utah is in drought. The governor is poised to declare a state of emergency. Local water districts are pleading with people to conserve and instituting restrictions.
To help incentivize that reduction, we do have some penalty fees and surcharges associated with high water use.
In urban areas, water districts are urging people to cut their outdoor water use, which actually can result in big savings. If things get worse, outdoor water use will be cut off to preserve drinking water supplies.
If you can reduce your watering by one watering a week, it saves 3,000 to 5,000 gallons per lot. Over 700,000 people, that's a lot of water.
I'm told Governor Spencer Cox will issue an emergency drought declaration at an event on Thursday. That'll free up a lot of resources for people who may be financially impacted by the drought. On the Hill,